القانون. مثلا أصابعك 5 لكن الفراغات بينها 4 فقط، والنهارات 3 التي قضيناها فصلت بينها ليلتان. إذن ليس غريبا أن حزنا واحدا قضى على كلينا، إذ لم نكن واحدا في أي مرة. My name is Mohamed KHEIR. I am from Egypt. I am a poet, novelist, short story writer, lyricist. Also, I work as a journalist and a book editor. Okay, the best thing about being a writer in Egypt, I believe there are a lot of people they deserve to told about. So I often write about myself, tell about myself, but in the end, I am one of these of these people too. You never have like a lack of stories or like, you know. The difficult thing or the worst thing is that due to the certain situation like political, social, religious, the writer must use a lot of metaphors, yes, all the time, and that's annoying in the most of the time. The best thing about Egypt in general, for me, it's very well-known country. You know, everybody knows about Egypt and everywhere, about the pyramids, the pharaohs, the mummies. That's awesome. And maybe except one girl, I met her once in Lebanon. She was from Sri Lanka, and she asked me, where are you from? So I told him, from Egypt, and she didn't recognize. So I kept saying all the names of Egypt, and they were like Egypt, Egypto, Egyptos, Egyptiana, Masr, nothing. So apart from this girl, everybody in the world know about Egypt. So that's nice. I graduated from Faculty of Arts, the Department of Liberation actually. But still, it has nothing to do with my work. I studied in this department because it was easy for me and just will help me to find a lot of time to do other things. So it has no effect on my work actually. But my job, yes, it has a lot of influence to my work as a journalist. I learned from the journalism how to has almost daily commitment with work, the importance of deleting. You can you can deleting. There is nothing you can't delete. You have to. You can sometimes you have to write like no more than 50 words or 60 words. So you have to shortage your text. But of course, in the other hand, it's a work with a lot of pressure. It takes a lot of you. It takes a lot from you, you know, from your mental health, from your time, from your effort. So that's okay. But I accept the deal. Yeah, that's okay. The writing, it's always like reveal things or places inside you. You don't know it's even exist. It's all the time when you write, you get surprised, but sometimes. But what I just wrote, where this come from? You know, I don't know. It lets you in this life. The life is full of uncontrol. The writing sometimes give you this control on your characters and your incidents in your books. It gives you like the God's rule sometimes with the both of sides, the joyful, the fun to play God sometimes, or also to make a difficult decision to this. About the song writing, I don't know. I started this a long time ago and still do it. I don't know why I'm very engaged in this thing, but I just love it, and I think it's including the both side of the creativity process. The I don't know what the word of الإلهام بالعربي, the أو الوحي. I mean the words who just come into your head from nowhere, and also a lot of work to make your difficult ideas very simple and easy to people. The songs do this, the songwriting does this, and it's very simple and complicated at the same time. So it's every song has this little challenge inside it. So I love music. That's what. To be a public person, I think it's not good for a writer to be a public person, because even when you become a successful writer, it has a lot of pressure on you. Okay, the publisher start to ask you for more books, even if you're not ready. The journalist calling you to, and you think you are a very wise man, you can talk about anything. I think the public duty, the writer can do his public duty from inside his room, his own room. His public duty, no difference between his public duty and everybody else. It's just to be very sincere in his work and very honest in his work, and this is the public duty of the writer. I think the state should and must support, because everything else can easily destroy the good literature. The capitalism, the social media, everything. It can. So, but here's the problem: not by telling people how to write, how to think, and this is a good literature and this is a bad literature, this is a classy and this is a down. No. But how to support? It's support by provided good libraries, support the publishing industry, and not create a bad laws can cure the writers and get the writers to in jail, and unfortunately it happened a lot. Not a lot of times the state just not, even if she doesn't do this by herself, she just doesn't protect the writers from the extremists, and they use the law to fight the freedom of speech, freedom of writers. Me, I really recommended the Najib Mahfouz novel الحرافيش. It's a great novel, and it's one of the best in the world, and it's really show or summarize humanity's struggles and dreams by a very beautiful Egyptian text. It's really it's reading this novel. It's really great experience. So I strongly recommend this book. I was intending, my plan was to outline my next novel, something like that, but I hadn't chance to do this. So instead, I wrote a couple of short stories. I'm very happy of them. But also I got a lot of ideas, and that's the best thing. So I'm very satisfied by the writing in this What my impression about Iowa, it surprised me a little bit. It's very quiet place and maybe a little conservative comparing by the idea I had thought about United States. But still, I loved it. I loved it so much, and I love this combination between the modern technology and modern thing and the simplies and this simple life, the greens, the woods. We don't have this in Egypt. We are like a big desert in Egypt, so I enjoy this a lot. Okay, my last thought is I really enjoyed this trip. I feel grateful I've been selected in. And meeting all these great writers, and they also great persons. And I think the reason of gathering great writers and a person here, I think behind that a very good selection process. So I really appreciate this. I think you people know how to do your works, and it really gives us a great experience. And I know I will never forget about this experience, and it affect me maybe for the life. So I'm very happy for this.